I recently joined an art group. Sorry about shaking the camera. I'm not quite in position here. Okay, I recently joined an art group, and a lot of artists are posting things that are odd, and there's a whole bunch of it that I don't like. Um, but amongst them is, the gems of things that I do like, and but there's some spacey things and abstract things and things. Recently I went and looked in the group, and a young lady had said, um, stuff in this group is triggering my trypophobia, and so I'm out of here. And then she said, "F you people, F all you people," uh, and I had to go look up trypophobia in the dictionary because I didn't know what it was. And it's a fear of holes or bumps, particularly clusters of holes or bumps in a pattern, like a bunch of soap bubbles or honeycomb or something like that. And I could see that there were things on the group that people had made, something that had patterns in it, and uh, tryptophobia. Um, yeah, I look it up. I think it's actually trypophobia. Anyway, I had to look it up. It was a an aversion so obscure that I wasn't even familiar with it. I could see how the work on the site affected her in that way, and I could see that if it was, yes, stippling would just drive you out of your mind. I could see that if you had that reaction, you'd have to leave, right? I mean, that would be like, oh God, I want to stay here. I want to look at this other art, but as I scroll through, I'm seeing things that are making me sick or making me, you know, have a meltdown or something. So, so yeah, I can see that. Okay, it's the f all of you that I don't get. I mean, it's just like we couldn't possibly know. Most of the people in the group had no idea what the word even meant or what she was referring to or anything. So uh, there was much discussion and much use of the expression "Bye, Felicia." Um, uh, and I have a really good friend named Felicia, and I love her a lot. And I bet she really hates that expression. I don't like that expression because, but it does certainly. It does express how you feel. Multiple eyed creatures would wait. Is there more? I gotta scroll. Be a problem. Uh, you know, a multiple eyed creature that had tryptophobia should just jump off a cliff right now. Um, yeah, I don't know how you live like that. Um, apparently you live like that by telling everybody to f off a lot. So anyhow, really, just in case it wasn't clear, her responsibility was to say, I can't handle this, and go away and find a different group. It was not her responsibility to tell us all what was wrong about how we were living our lives. Because there's nothing wrong with the way the rest of us were living our lives. It's just she has a thing. I'll confess something to you, and uh, you don't have to do anything with this information. But I can't stand gifs, and sometimes it's getting increasingly uh, difficult to scroll through Facebook things. You'll post something and people will respond with these funny little gifs, somebody rolling their eyes or going, well, oh, or whatever. And then there's just one thing after another that things are spinning, things are moving, they're going through a loop and everything, and I get vertigo, and that triggers that actually. And so I have to go through and just like kind of avert my eyes a little bit and go stop, 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 and freeze all the gifs so that I can read the page because I can't. It makes me ill. But that's my problem, not your problem. And so people do sometimes do identify with fears. Um, yeah, the animations. I mean, I don't want to, make anybody feel like you shouldn't do GIFs. I mean, that's ridiculous. I should just simply uh, stop looking at it. This has been coming up, or at least in my always allegorical mind. This is coming up because I've apparently found myself on the radar of someone who wants to purge the world of dirty pictures, and that includes my life drawings, and or possibly especially my life drawings. And somebody out there's on a campaign, I think. It certainly is the impression I've gotten, and so um, so I'm on somebody's radar, and they're going to take me down. Uh, so I've been talking about that a lot. I've been talking about it today. People people get you wrong, and they go, I haven't said anything. I know. Relax. But I've been having that conversation all day. If there's an expression that is possibly the most misused expression in our language, it would, in my opinion, be socially unacceptable. Um, if if somebody says to you, in my opinion, it is socially unacceptable to, it does not matter what comes out of their mouth next. Okay, it may be something that you wholeheartedly agree with. It may be something that you think is utter bullshit. It doesn't matter what's about to come out of their mouth because it's wrong. Okay, because in your opinion means it is personally and individually unacceptable, not socially unacceptable. It cannot be socially unacceptable. That's like saying something is largely very small. Okay, it's not. Okay, it simply isn't. Okay, so like when somebody says to you, okay, well take this for example, like this table that the computer is sitting on is a flimsy little TV table. And I would say it probably couldn't handle 100 pounds of weight. Okay. So that rating is how much weight the table can accept before it cracks in half, collapses to the ground, and is no longer a table. It no longer has any function. It no longer has any purpose. It's a piece of trash. It's not a table anymore. So you put 100 pounds on it and it's starting to sag. It's starting to creak. Hi, Tom. It's starting to sag. It's starting to creak and it's going. And then you put one more pound on it and kablam! It crashes to the ground. The table was not able to accept that much weight. Okay. The test for whether something is unacceptable or not is when it breaks something. Okay. So if something is socially unacceptable, it literally caused society to break down. Now, some things are more resilient than this table. When you lift the weight off, they'll bounce back. And I think societies can be described that way. But still, if you're doing something or I'm doing something that is going to cause the economy to crash, is going to cause people to die, is going to cause buildings to burn down, is going to cause, there's no more supply chain. Coronavirus, for example, is extremely disruptive and is actually causing social breakdown. It is unacceptable. Okay, we are not capable of accepting this. Except that's not entirely right, because we're not capable of accepting it in uh, our current system of doing things, but we can adjust. We're finding ways to work around it and keep society functioning. So um, elements of society are definitely going to break. Some things are definitely going to break, and we may find, it may be catastrophic. We don't know. Um, but I'm not here to talk about coronavirus. I'm here to talk about me. So when things are, if you had a guy walking around the grocery store shooting people, and you've called the police, sissy, you made it, thank you. You called the police, and the police come out and they say, well, I don't want to suppress his creativity. He's just being himself. I mean, come on, let's just let people be themselves. Live and let live, right? So they don't want to do anything about it. Well, you are unable to accept having somebody blow your brains out with a gun. Okay, even if you say, I'm good with that, that's fine. Your body can't handle it. And that is the ultimate definition of not able to accept that damage. You can't just get your brains blown out and go, it's all right. I've had worse. It's not going to happen. You're not able to accept. That's fundamental to the definition. So, so if people were going around shooting people, and we decided we're not going to do anything about it, or if people are going around raping, robbing, burning houses down, and we decided we're not going to do anything about that, uh, it's not socially unacceptable. Well, it is, because society will stop happening if that was hanging out. If that was, I miss hanging out with you guys too, Evan. Come on down and stand 6 feet away from me with a mask on. If that was going on, if people were dying and all that kind of crap, society would stop. Society would be broken, just like the table that's been crushed by too much weight is literally not able to accept certain circumstances. So, that would be socially unacceptable. On the other hand, if you say, I think it's socially unacceptable for my neighbor to be gay, and that is my opinion, well, I'm sorry, but that is not your opinion. You're just fucking wrong. Okay? Because your neighbor being gay is not going to destroy society. Okay, it's not going to make the banks fail. It's not going to mean the dollar doesn't have any value. Houses aren't going to burn down. People aren't going to just walk around and explode. Okay, things like that. um um that kind of shit's not going to happen. Okay, your neighbor's going to just go on being gay, and you're going to be able to buy your groceries and live your life and walk your dog, and everything's fine. It's only if you go give him a bad time about it that you become socially unacceptable, because you are disrupting the little society that is your neighborhood. So, where the hell was I going with all of that? Anyway, when somebody tells me that drawing that you did where I could see that woman's vulva in your life from your life drawing class, that's socially unacceptable. How am I supposed to explain this to my children? Well, number one, your children aren't supposed to be on Facebook. Number two, you say to your children, boys have a pee-pee and girls have a woohoo, and who wants ice cream? And the subject is done. Sissy, write that down. Okay, so uh, yeah, that's it. I mean, it's not my responsibility to raise your children. It's your responsibility. I just had this argument with somebody on Facebook, and I hope we're still friends because I like the guy, and I don't want to you know make people angry. But he was like, well, it's not your organization. It belongs to Facebook, and they can make the rules they want. They totally can. But one, if they're going to make rules that affect my life, they have to tell me what the rules are. If I'm supposed to be complying, you can't just have me wake up one day and realize I'm not in compliance when I was yesterday, but they changed it. They're gonna have to tell me. And secondly, that's not really the problem. Facebook isn't actually the problem. Facebook is just responding to all the other people that have a problem. So they're saying, you know, basically they're not phrasing it this way to me because I'm talking to a robot, but they're saying, thus and such, didn't meet our community standards on nudity and sexual content or whatever. And that's the last I know about it. And except what I hit the little button that says I want to contest this, and I get a little paragraph back that says that's going to take a while. Um, and then, oh no, Sharon, you can't say words like that. Say whatever you want. So I still don't know where the hell I'm going. I don't know. It's just irritating me. But so this guy was saying, um, it's not your Facebook, it's not your page. You didn't buy a domain name and all this kind of stuff. No, I understand that. I'm not saying Facebook is my property or even that my page is my property. What I'm saying is I didn't take this image, go to your wall, and post it there. I posted it on my page, okay? My page in a Facebook perspective, in the framework of Facebook. I posted it on my page. And so if you saw it and didn't like it, all you have to do is not be on my page. When somebody posts something, like when you guys are posting some political thing from The Guardian or Huffington Post or angry political bullshit screed.com, whatever it is that you're posting, I don't see them. I don't see any of it at all, unless you actually typed it yourself. I'll see that. Okay, but if you're sharing somebody else's meme or article or whatever, I see zero of it because I went through and took the time to click on the little thing in the upper right of the post that says hide posts from The Guardian, hide posts from Huffington Post, hide everything from this guy, hide everything. Okay, I'm not blocking you, I'm blocking the sites that you're sharing. Okay, so at this point, I know it's worked because I've got a number of friends that were posting like hundreds a day. Okay, which is approximately hundreds of times more content that they could possibly have been reading. So they were scanning the first three words of the headline and going, oh, I think that sounds like something I don't, disagree with, and they were sharing it. And so I was just like, God, I don't want to see this. And so I cleaned it up, and now my Facebook is what I want my Facebook to be. And I want to hear from my friends, um, but I don't necessarily want to hear, all the political stuff that you have been reading lately. Um, and so I hear from my friends. I hear how they're doing. I post my artwork. I look at other people's artwork. It's mostly about artwork with me, and that's what I do. And I have a good time. And it's my Facebook, and Facebook put a lot of work into making it possible for you to do that. You don't have to report people and complain about people in order for Facebook to be safe for you. You just have to put a little bit of effort. It is a bit of a chore, but you put that effort in, and it's worth your while. I highly recommend it because I really kind of enjoy my Facebook, and I'm seeing people that I wouldn't have even thought, because there's some of the ones that post so much stuff, and they're like, "Oh, I can't stand Facebook anymore. It's just so full of angry stuff and everything." And it's like, yeah, I know it is. You put it there, but yeah, that's all you got to do. Just get rid of it. You can block all that stuff, and so every now and then there's a new source of you know some website, people who are angry about shit I've never heard of.com, and then I've got to block them too, like trypophobia. Nolan, it is Thursday, and we used to go to Charlie's on Tuesday, did we not? I believe it was Tuesday, and I have a strange reason for saying that, and that is, um, Evan, go back to work. I'm sorry. Um, we used to go on Tuesday because Buffy the Vampire Slayer was on Tuesday nights, and we didn't see the first couple seasons of that until the band broke up, and then we were home on Tuesday nights, and we were like, "Oh, there's this TV show," and we started watching that, and then we had to go back through, and when somebody started doing, uh, you know, marathons and stuff, then we caught up. But I do miss the coffee house thing. You will find this hard to believe if you ever did get over to Gilbert at all in your time here in the valley, but the best coffee house there is walking distance from our house down in downtown Gilbert, and it's not just my opinion that they're the best. They've won a lot of awards and things, um, and they're just a wonderful place to hang out. It's a little tiny house set back from the street, but it's got a big yard, and they've turned the whole thing into a garden. There's little walkways everywhere and lots of little tables, and there lots of bird feeders, and there's all kinds of crazy birds that come down there. And then they got a little stage, and they get to do live music, and it's a really cool little place. And we can't go there anymore because, yep, Burgie's Coffee. Yeah, I miss that. I miss that a lot. Plus, they have cats. They didn't intend to, but that just kind of happened. So I think they may be down to one cat, but they had a mama cat, and she had some kittens, and they asked me if I wanted one. And I was tempted, but I had several cats at the time, and I've had several cats die. I've still got several cats, but I mean, I had several cats die in the interim. Kind of wish I'd taken a kitten, but those opportunities do come up from time to time. This is my exercise of turn a portrait drawing into a fantasy art thing by the addition of lots of jewelry. So if you're a dude and you want me to draw your portrait, just consider yourself warned. This is going to happen to you. Suppose I could have put a Viking helmet on her. I thought about that, and there's not enough room at the top of the paper. A lot of my decisions are formed around how much physical space is still left on the paper. It's not a question of, this image, if I put it somewhere else or scaled it differently, what decisions would I make? It's the decision I'm making about this sheet of paper right here. Black Sheep Coffee and Bishop. Yeah, Sharon, I'd like to go on road trips with you, but I don't want to go on your hikes. They sound too hard. They sound too hard. I want to go on the hikes that have, coffee houses along the way. Something. We have a friend who hiked Mount Everest, and he said that the first day of the hike, you're going, it was a long slope before you started getting to where the trail had to switch back or do things like that. So for the most part, you're facing the same direction, going up, 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 up slope. And the largest billboard on the planet has been erected way up the hill. And at the time that he was hiking there, it was a billboard for Starbucks. So they were looking at a Starbucks billboard the entire first day of their hike, hiking Mount Everest, which is kind of not what you think of when you think about hiking Mount Everest. He's one of those guys you talk to, and you'll mention, oh yeah, this one time I went hiking out on the Superstitions or something, and then he was like, yeah, it's funny you said that, because one time I was hiking Mount Kilimanjaro, or I was driving across Africa from coast to coast, or one time I was in a shark cage, and he's got lots of stories like that. I have no stories like that. Yeah, I'd love to go. I have not gone much of anywhere in a while, and I wouldn't describe myself as agoraphobic or anything like that. I don't think I have any serious neuroses, but right before this whole pandemic even started, I was catching myself getting invited to parties, and immediately I don't want to go, and going, oh, that's far. I don't want to drive that far. I don't want to be out that late, or I don't want to, and it's not like you have to be out late if you don't want to. It's your life, it's your choice. Um, but it's like I was making a lot of choices based on something that was starting to sound like agoraphobia, and I was starting to go, I need to get out. I need to make myself go out, and do things. Um, Meet people and hang out with people, and whenever I do, I'm so glad I did. I always have a good time. You know, I mean, we don't go to crazy exotic parties and hang out with rock stars or anything, but that's all right. I wouldn't know what to say to a rock star. What else? Earrings? She should have earrings. Not that she particularly needs earrings, but I want to put more stuff on it. So she should have earrings. Do that different. Most of this is just going to fall behind her hair. I'm just going to draw it. Because I don't know how much of it I'm going to cover. I just want to draw a lot of it and then go like that. Okay. Apparently I'm covering that much. I'm hoping that earring doesn't weigh as much as it looks like. It looks like it weighs a ton. And yeah, earrings. Yay. Okay. All my friends are rock stars. I'm on that list, right? You need to come to my birthday party. Sissy, I wanted to go to you're talking about the murder mystery party, right? Um, I don't know how that works, but that sounded kind of entertaining, and I kind of wanted to do that. So yeah, yeah, get out more. I had just been telling myself, really got to get out more, and I was really starting to be interested in plein air painting. And I'm kind of full of crap saying this because I've had opportunities to just go out in the backyard and do plein air painting, and I haven't done that. So, feel free to dismiss everything I say. Okay, thank you. Feel free to dismiss everything I say, but I've been saying I want to get out and do more plein air painting. I want to go out to, to the Superstition Mountains or something and do some plein air painting. And I even have a little kit that I just put together, and And I'd done a trial run actually out in the front yard doing some sunflowers and stuff. And I was like, okay. And I had done a couple little things um, out to, when Stellar was shopping, and so I would sit out in front of the store wherever I was, to try to do some things. And that was fun. And I was like, okay, I'm going to, you know, take this up a level and go out. And and that is precisely the moment that COVID-19 said, no, you're going to stay in. Okay. And this may turn out to be one of those things. It was like somebody saying, I should put the past behind me and go talk to mom or something like that if you've had fights with your mom. And then she has a heart attack and dies, and you never do it. This may turn out to be like that, where I've said, I'm going to get out and do things. And now, maybe not. Maybe never. I don't know. Make them glitter and shine. Some of the roads and superstitions are interesting. Yeah. We only have the old Honda Accord, so I don't think you could. Oh, um, yeah, yeah. I could get out there and I don't know. Do they let you? I'm not sure if they let you or not. Maybe not. With all this going on, I think maybe they don't want to rescue idiots like me that think they can hike and can't. Um, we've got a friend who went out superstition right at the beginning of this. I guess you were definitely allowed to do so then. But she said she didn't walk very far from the car. Um, but it was a neat little scene that she painted out there. I thought to myself, oh, I should be doing that. That's what I thought to myself. I didn't do it, but I thought it. On a totally different subject. Um, a few years ago, somebody posted on my Facebook after I posted a picture of one of my life drawings. They said, "How come you never draw any ethnic girls?" Which I just find that a funny phrase, ethnic girls. But I was like, I'm pretty sure we've all got an ethnicity, don't we? They must have all had some sort of ethnicities. But okay, I do know what she meant. How come all your models are white? That's what she meant. Except that pretty much none of my models were white. Almost all of my models were Hispanic. And I don't know. I guess it doesn't show. I guess I don't. I guess when I draw them, they come out white. And this girl, despite having her hair bleached out to where it's fairly light colored hair, she's Hispanic. So yeah, and I've been looking at it going, she doesn't look at all Hispanic. she just looks like a white chick. Um, so I guess that is a thing I need to, you know, I draw the girl, but I de-ethnicize her somehow in the process of, um, you know, I think we all have a shorthand, that we kind of reduce when we're drawing something. We kind of do things our familiar way, and it can come out looking the same. And I think I do that. It's my signature style, just like this. Not the style of my signature, but the signature style. And there it is. There it is. I've talked for 40 minutes and 54 seconds. I've talked too long. And I don't think I've probably offended everyone I know. I think I've got a couple more topics that I could bring up if I want to do that, but give me time. And thank you all for coming. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, even in this limited. Uh, what do I want to say? Nolan, it's nice to hear from you. Saturday night, 5 o'clock here, which is going to be 8 o'clock where you are, I think. We're going to. You're back on the East Coast someplace, right? We're going to be doing a Zoom meeting, and we're going to post the link on my Facebook, and you can follow the link and join the Zoom meeting. And it's going to be wine along with Gilead. Thing like that. Allentown, right? 3 hours, right? So, yeah, we're doing that Saturday night. We did it last Saturday, and it was a disaster, and it was a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll try it again. Initially, the link did not work. You had to keep coming back and trying, keep up with us and keep trying, because we were working on it, and we're probably going to screw it up again, because you do something once, and then a week later you tried it again. You go, oh, what was this? What did we do? I have a feeling we're going to go through that again. So the second one, you may drink a glass of wine, but the main idea is to just sit here and feel sorry for me. So yeah, we're doing that. We're doing that Saturday night. Today is Thursday, so I'm doing another video tomorrow at 3 o'clock, but I don't think I'll be doing any Saturday and Sunday, but I'll be back on Monday. So thank you all, and good night.